I gotta put my van back together. I'm glad I actually threw this rug in the washer. It feels so plush now. It had been a while though. Y'all, I was on the road for 34 days. I've been back in Phoenix this is my 3rd day. It's 101 in the van right now. We've had such extreme, treacherous, record-setting heat this summer in Arizona. It makes it very difficult to come back. But my time here is limited. Ooh, and I slept funny last night. I never sleep well in a house. Doesn't matter if it's my house or my mom's house. I just never sleep well in a house. I sleep so much better in my van. So I kind of have a sore neck and shoulders today. But the last few days I've been moving slowly because the heat takes so much out of you. It's so hard to get motivated. But tomorrow I'm leaving again. I literally got back on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. I'm leaving tomorrow to head back up north. I can't stay in this heat. It's suffocating. It's absolutely suffocating. So escape to the heat, or escape from the heat where it'll be about 80 degrees, but I have so much to do in the meantime. I did a lot of laundry over the last week or so when I was traveling and like up in Payson, but I got a few more things washed, like my rug, and I ended up stripping Winston's entire bed, like all the layers on there, got all that washed. But it feels good to reset. And I got my groceries this morning. Turns out I probably don't need to replace my brake pads yet, so that's good news, and my rotors are still looking really good. So I'm gonna go in for an oil change in a couple weeks because I put 4,200 miles on my van in the last 34 days, and I got an oil change right before I left. So in a couple weeks I'll be due for another oil change, and I'm gonna have a full brake inspection done at that time to see where I'm at with everything. But I still plan to replace my cabin air filter. I'll do that this weekend. I can't do it when it's 105 out. It's just terrible. Yeah, like, sorry, I'm sweating. Okay, I have more stuff to do. Whew, y'all, I had to take a break and come inside to get out of that heat. So I thought it'd be the perfect time to do some recapping and share with you the numbers and a map of where I went. So our original intention, which is what we did, we drove north to Kalispell, Montana. Ultimately, Kalispell was not the northernmost point because we went to Glacier, which was only 45 minutes away, but it's right like directly south of the border to Canada. So drove all the way up north, and then I eventually made my way down through Wyoming, then Colorado, and into Payson, Arizona. Here I am back in the Phoenix Valley. But I drove a total of 4,178 miles. And on fuel, I have up my calculator here because what I was doing was I was saving all my receipts. And if I didn't get a receipt at the gas station, I would write it down or put it in my phone so I was able to keep track of everything. I spent $539.74, which in the grand scheme of things over 34 days isn't that much. I thought I would spend more. But granted, I'm in a minivan and I get really good gas mileage. I made it from Pagosa Springs, Colorado, all the way back to Payson, Arizona in less than a full tank of gas. And that's about 8 hours, I think. Yeah, about 8 hours. Or maybe 7. Or is it 6? No, it's like 7 hours. So I get really good gas mileage. So 34 days, almost 4,200 miles, and $540 spent on fuel. I think my biggest extra expenses were touristy items. I was really good. I feel like I was really good. Like there was so much stuff I wanted to buy, especially in Montana with all the huckleberry items that you can get. But I was really good. I picked up a few things for my mom, a few things for myself, like a Yellowstone shirt and a hat, you know, some stickers here and there. Of course, those prices are already are inflated, of course. And Brock and I agreed that we both spent a lot of extra money on all of the local beers that we tried. And granted, we would go to the store and like he'd buy a 6-pack of one beer and I'd buy a 6-pack of the other, and a 6-pack was averaging anywhere from $10 to $12. And I don't know how many we tried, but honestly, I'm not going to beat myself up for spending that money because it was so much fun to do all of that beer tasting, and especially like get the videos and get the content of us doing it. That was completely worth the cost. And I knew, obviously, going into such an extensive trip and going to places that I've never been before, that I was going to spend extra money. But I admit that I'm hurting a little bit. I'm like, oh man, I could have budgeted better. I could have. So, but that's a learning experience, right? And I make those conscious decisions. So I learned a lot, and now that we're in October, I do have some additional expenses coming up this month as well, especially if I do need new rotors and new brakes. That's going to be an expense. And Winston has a cardiologist appointment on October 23rd, so I really need to be watching my pennies. It's not easy when things are so expensive. Gas, on average, I was probably spending, I'd say between Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana, Utah, and Idaho, average it all together, I was probably spending $3.50 on a gallon of gas. And I mean, that's just absurd. I miss the days of $2 a gallon. Like, let's be honest, that's absurd. So that's painful. But it is what it is. And I love traveling, so that's kind of the monetary recap. Of course, I will have to get an oil change this month. So I got an oil change last month. I'll get an oil change this month. So those are expenses that are necessary, but kind of close together. Normally I have a few months, between oil changes, but that's just part of the maintenance. So my van officially hit 115 1,000 miles, but she's still going strong. She's in good shape. Everything's good. And I'm very grateful for that. So I have some things, well, I have a lot of things I need to put in the van tonight once it cools down, basically when it gets dark out, because a lot of the stuff I can't have sitting out in the heat in my van. And it's too hot to go out there right now and work on it. So the rest will have to wait. Check out my new little fan. So this fan my mom has had in her trailer in Payson, but my fan, my good one, broke while I was up there. So she was like, oh, just use this. So I was hesitant because of course it's a regular AC cord. On the highest setting, which is like super powerful in my little minivan space, it only draws 10 watts, which is really impressive for a fan like this. It also is like a clip-on. She got this at Walmart last year for like $3. So thanks, Mom. That'll be very helpful. I'm starting to put my clothes and stuff in here. And yeah, looking good. I feel good. So Amazon Prime Day is coming up October 8th and 9th. So now's a really good time to stock up on anything you need, anything you think you might be needing for your rig or for camping. It's a great time because we are getting into the quartzite season here eventually. Even though it's 110 out, it is October, so I'm confident the weather will cool down eventually. But if you're planning on heading out to the desert, like I said, now with this Prime Day is great, especially with the holidays right around the corner, so you can even get started on your Christmas shopping early. And as a reminder, in all of my videos in the description, I have a full Amazon affiliate list link. So anything that I purchase or use that has been from Amazon will be in that list, including Winston's hiking backpack that I just did a review on, and you know, everything that's from Amazon in my van is on that list. So start shopping and hit that checkout button on October 8th and 9th. I have a cart of stuff that's just like things that I use on a regular basis that I need more of, like my pour over coffee bags, for example. Like I need more of those. So they're just sitting in my cart just in case stuff in there happens to be a Prime Day deal. And also, speaking of quartzite, I'm going to be making a video about how I feel about the proposed price increases for the LTVAs in 2026. And my meetup is coming up in January, and we already have 50 people RSVP'd, and it's only October, which means I'll probably be expecting at least 100 people there in January. It is going to be so much fun. We have some details ironed out. I have a group of ladies assisting me with planning for this next meetup because, let's face it, it's just getting so big that I can't do it all on my own anymore. If you are, and I'll have a whole video, details, all that stuff coming in the next couple of months, but it is taking place in Quartzsite, Arizona at Roadrunner BLM, January 24th through 26th. It's going to be a party. My mom will be there. Yellow Wolf will be there with Taco. Maddie will be there, Maddie Van Halen. Brock, of course, will be there, and some other YouTubers as well. So it is going to be so much fun. If you haven't joined the Adventuring with Amanda Facebook group yet, I have a lot more details about the meetup already in that group, and I also have a Facebook event set up for it. But again, don't worry about it yet. We are, like I said, I'm getting ahead of all of the planning because there is so much to do, and it's going to be as chill as ever, but as fun as ever. This is our 3rd annual Adventuring with Amanda YouTube meetup. So yeah, okay. I need to go shower, and we'll pick up this journey tomorrow when Winston and I hit the road up north. This hasn't been the most exciting video, but I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Remember to like and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I will see you next time.